So today is the 16th of October. It's quarter to 10. So I'm making this video to replace the one that YouTube removed on me yesterday for violating their terms of service by spreading medical misinformation. So I'm going to leave out various words. You can all read between the lines because it has to do with medical issues and it has to do with things, what's going on currently in our world. And every time I do this, you're going to know what I'm talking about. So yesterday, I had to go to United Cargo and drop off some cargo that was being shipped out of the country. So they have a policy there where this has to be here, and or you wouldn't get any service. So this truck driver comes in, and apparently they know who he is. He comes in there every day, and he's not adhering to the rules, so to speak. And so there's several people that are working there, and one's yelling, "You can't be in here! You can't be in here! You got to put that on! You got to put that on!" He says, "I don't have one. I don't have one." And she goes, "You come here every day. You should have one." So they actually give him his paperwork, and he walks out. So as he's walking out, and I yell out, "Yeah, make sure you go and take care of that, so you can give everybody a false sense of security." So some people laughed, and this particular woman that didn't find it funny, who worked there, was from the eastern part. Her descent was from the eastern part of the world, so she might have taken particular offense to it. I don't know. But we had a very lively discussion about how effective is. And as we were talking, I pointed to each one of them. I said, "Hey, have you ever had the comment?" "How about you? Have you ever had the comment?" And I pointed, they all say, yeah. So I looked at this woman, and I said, "Do you think that this is going to go away?" And she says, "Well, what do you think we should do?" I said, "Well, I think we should go about and live our lives. Because it's endemic. It's in the environment now. It's like an invasive species of plant or animal. Once something is released into an environment that it's not supposed to be in, and it's hardy enough, it becomes established." And that's what this is all about. Because just like the comment, these things don't go away. And so the next thing I hear, "But what about the variants?" And it starts yelling about well, there's all kinds of variants with every microorganism like this. It doesn't matter if it's it doesn't matter what the vector is that makes you there's variants, right? So it doesn't matter. That's a medical fact, whether people believe it or not, because these things are constantly evolving, and what's here this year is not necessarily what's here the following year or previous year, because these things have mutations, and because of the rapid rate of reproduction, how they do things, think generations versus time. And in that microscopic world, generations are minutes, basically. So there's a lot of mutagenic type things happening. So as we're going on with this, and she's going, "Well, everybody needs, that." And my whole thing was, well, what about, so I wear glasses, and everyone who wears glasses realizes when you have these things fog up. Well, what's in that vapor that's fogging up and going out this direction? not through this. Not through this. She didn't like that. And it came down to this, is she is happy, and that's what it came out to. She is happy about her freedoms being taken away, and she didn't seem to think there was anything wrong with her children with this, and her grandchildren. And I said, well, how many generations do you want to go forward? Because if it's like the common, it's going to be here. It's never going to go fly into the by and by and be a distant memory. It's here forever. So, and it went nowhere. It went nowhere. And the thing that I was trying to say is this. It's really simple. When you do this to a face, you remove your humanity. Because so much of our communication is visual. How much do we read on somebody's face, right? Has anybody thought about what this type of thing does to people who are deaf and depend on lip reading for communication? Have you thought about what that has done to them? No one's talking about that. Not a single person. Why? Because there's not enough of them to be important. That's why. But yet we have 2% of the population that's part of the rainbow coalition of people that want you to change your complete definition of science to fit them and change the way we use the English language in the proper way to address them, even though they are a minuscule amount of the population. We have a whole agenda, a whole propaganda network set up for them for acceptance. But we don't talk about the people who have an actual physical issue with not being able to hear, and then we're doing this to them. And isn't it funny, when you have a dog that you don't trust being around other people, what do you do to them? What do some people do to them? They put this on them. So they can't be. Isn't it pathetic that I got to do this to get a message across on a video? Because it's just pathetic. So yeah, I've been threatened with I got one strike against me. It's just a warning. And if I get more, I won't be able to post anything for a week. I don't post everything every day anyway. Who cares? The point of the matter is, you have people like this woman I was dealing with who think that for generations to come, it's okay. This is okay. They're content giving up their freedom. It is really time to stand up, and it really is time to make a stand. It's time to you can't, you know what it is? We are at a point where the official propaganda network that's in place doesn't want dissenting voices and wants to silence them. It's no different than what Mao did. It's no different than what Stalin did. It's no different what Hitler did. It's no different what Pol Pot did. It's no different than what every despot totalitarian ever did. This is just a mild way of doing it, because they don't like the thought that something like this can bypass the official channels. So I'm spreading. And sadly, somebody that can't, but they can read what I just said. Freaking YouTube. What a joke. It's bad as Facebook. I've really been hoping that someday, soon, that some other platforms come up to just throw these guys off like what happened to MySpace. That would be great. Till next time.